Music on the Green, I bid you a warm welcome to Christ Church for this month's Wednesday lunchtime recital. Surprising as it may seem, in all the 13-year history of Music on the Green, we've never actually had a solo trumpet recital before. We've had solo recitals on horn, euphonium and tuba and various combinations of brass ensemble, but today will actually be the first time in our regular lunchtime series that we've experienced the solo trumpet repertoire as such. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and I'm sure you are too. So to deliver today's recital, we're delighted to welcome back the former principal trumpeter of the National Youth Orchestra, Sam Balchin, whom a good number of you will recall hearing at our parish carol service back in December. Accompanying him is Owen Lee, who's no stranger to Esher either, having played the piano here last April for Henry Ward's horn recital. So let's now, without further ado, put our hands together to welcome Sam and Owen.
Is this working? That was the Fash trumpet concerto. I thought I'd talk a bit about Fash. He was a prolific baroque composer, and he wrote lots of stuff. He wrote 4 operas, 61 concertos for numerous instruments, and 19 symphonies. He was really well known in his time, but the 19th century rediscovery of Bach's music caused Fash to fade into obscurity quite a bit, which I think is why it's really important to share his music. Even today, much of his output remains unpublished and known only to like the mostly dedicated musicologists. He formed an important bridge between Bach's relatively intellectual works and the much more emotional symphonies of Haydn and Mozart. He was much more willing than most to experiment with different combinations of duet passages between the soloist and the accompanist, which became apparent in the concerto, I like to think. The next 2 pieces that Owen and I will be playing is an arrangement that I arranged recently of Florence Price's Adoration, which I think is a really special piece. It was originally written for church organ in 1951 and has become popular for solo violinists. Lots of solo violinists like to play it, so I thought I would play it on trumpet. And then the second piece after that is George Enescu's Legend. Enescu is a really important composer for the trumpet. He was born in a little town called Liveni in Romania, and he was heavily influenced by its folk music that he played, that you often hear in lots of his compositions. The piece Legend was written for the Paris Conservatoire and their regular competition, and it reflects an important step in the evolution of the trumpet from a more archaic, limited instrument, from being a baroque trumpet to something of these valves. And you hear lots of chromaticism and more of a soloistic instrument. So, thank you. Hello? For my next piece, before Owen plays his solo piece, I thought I would play something quite different. It's quite modern. It has lots of extended techniques, and it's written by Persichetti. He wrote 7 different unaccompanied, what he called parables. He was a very eccentric man, and he loved making extremely difficult and very lively pieces for these instruments, and he wrote other parables for horn, hand flute, cello, and for me, they each convey their own story, and his trumpet parable, his idea was he meant to convey different conversations between several different voices, and I think that it's nice to show how each conversation goes to flow and immerse itself into the next. Thank you.
I'll be playing a solo piece, which is Debussy's Pagodas, which is inspired by Indonesian gamelan music, and is quite an interesting sound world that you don't often hear in classical music. So I hope you enjoy. It's a lot more relaxing than the last piece, so no offense, but thank you.
For our last two pieces, Owen and I will be playing Slavish Fantasy by Colhoun and finishing with Someone's Watched Over Me by George Gershwin. I just wanted to say a massive thank you. You guys have been so welcoming, and it's so nice to play such a wide range of music to you all. So thank you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Well, an absolutely enormous thank you to Sam and Owen for a fantastic recital. You've given us an extremely varied programme, and with all your beautiful instruments and mutes, shown us the many different characters and personalities of the trumpet today. We've really enjoyed your programme. Thank you ever so much. Note to self, we mustn't wait another 13 years to schedule another solo trumpet recital. Now, our next regular Wednesday lunchtime concert will be in exactly a month's time, on the 19th of March, when we welcome the Ivory Piano Duo, who amongst other repertoire will be helping us to mark the 150th birthday of Maurice Ravel. Before then, we have two special events to look forward to. On Thursday the 6th of March and Sunday the 9th. Now, on Sunday the 9th, we have Guildford Cathedral Choir visiting us here at Christ Church to sing Choral Evensong. You've got a flyer, hopefully, as an insert in your programme, so do take that home and spread the word. So the Guildford Cathedral Choir will be coming to sing Choral Evensong here, and they'll be marking Women Composer Sunday. So pretty well all the repertoire at that service will be by female composers, and they've got some very interesting items to sing to us that evening as part of the service. A few days before that, Thursday the 6th of March will be the next in our series of Peace and Contemplation evenings, and Michael Banks is just going to come up and say a few words about that. Michael.
Well, hello everybody, and thank you very much for supporting us. We do very much appreciate it. And whilst Stuart's here, I'd like to actually thank him for maintaining such a high standard for our concerts. But as is mentioned, the next Peace and Contemplation evening will be here at 8 o'clock on Thursday, March the 6th. For those who already come, they know what to expect. For those who have not yet been here, what we're really providing is just an hour of peace for you to be yourselves, to think on. The theme this time will be the wonder of hope, which I think we all need, particularly Mr. Trump around. This will be supported by appropriate readings, followed by some golden silence, for you to make up your own mind as to what you want to think about, or just freewheel and do nothing. Entirely up to you. We're not preaching, it's not a religious service, but there is a lot of lovely music to go with it. So we look forward to seeing you then, and this flyer can be picked up at the font table at the back. Thank you very much.
So there we are, two different pieces of paper to pick up and take home, amongst all your other paperwork. Now, thank you as ever to the catering team who've given us a wonderful lunch today, led by Debbie. The usual offertory baskets will await you on your way out, and gift aid envelopes if you're able to use them to increase the amount even further. The card machine is sitting by the font. It wasn't behaving particularly well earlier, so it might or might not work when you try it, but certainly the baskets are available, and we're most generous, grateful for your generous contributions to defray the costs of lunch and of the music. It's been fantastic to see such a big audience here today. We've actually broken the 100 barrier for one of the very few times in the history of this series, so we've got exactly 100 here by my count, so well done you for coming, and we hope to see you again very soon. Enjoy the rest of February and hope to see you in March.